Welcome. My name is Charlie Pogue, Communications Manager for the Office of Veteran Military Affairs, and I would like to welcome you to a new video series we are starting called the Orange Guidon. Well, we will bring you leaders and notable people from here at Syracuse University to explain a little bit about our community and why this is the best place for veterans. And what better way to start than our first guest, Scott Taylor, Director of Transfer and Veteran Admissions here at Syracuse University and retired Army. Remember, what was your
right.
rank?
20 years in the Army, Lieutenant Colonel I retired as.
Lieutenant Colonel, so a lot of experience dealing with this population and a SU alumni himself. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But Scott, first of all, tell us a little bit about what you and your team do here.
Sure, I'd be glad to. Thanks for having me, Charlie. It's always a pleasure to come talk about what we get to do here that makes Syracuse University the best place for veterans. So my team is charged with talking to prospective student veterans about what makes Syracuse University so great and why they should come here and choose us. We consider ourselves very hands-on. We work with prospective student veterans from the beginning of the application phase, even if they have no idea what they want to study. We spend time talking to them about what are their career aspirations, where do they see themselves going after they graduate college. Remember, college is not the destination. It's the beginning of a new journey for them.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our student veterans, they're going through it's a transitional period for them. So they're starting a brand new journey, and this is just the first step in that. So we treat it very much as we're here to help them find the path to where they want to be. And sometimes that's starting at Syracuse University. Sometimes it might be starting at a community college partner of ours and then transferring here. Sometimes it's working with our College of Professional Studies because they don't want to physically relocate to Syracuse University. So it's not just about Syracuse University, it's about what is best for the student veteran and his or her family.
Gotcha. And especially with your experience in dealing with this population, you know, in higher education and your military career, tell me, what are some of the barriers and challenges that you see in working with aspiring student veterans, and what kind of things can they do to overcome those barriers?
So I'm going to start with the second part of that question first. The most important thing is wherever you go to school, Syracuse University or anywhere, it's to make contact with that Office of Admissions. Have somebody that's in your corner there to help you understand the process. The process is different at every single college and university around the country. The second thing is, the reason we're so hands-on with our population is that, think about a typical high school student. When they graduate from high school, they have their guidance counselor, they have their parents, might have a teacher that's there to help them understand the college application process and navigate the steps and what it takes to go from an applicant to enrolling at a university. Despite the great work that the base education offices do on various military installations, they're not the experts in college admissions. They're there to help introduce prospective students to the concept of college or going to a college, or what size college do you want. But we are truly the experts in navigating the path from applicant to enrollment at a university. So make contact with an admissions counselor, whatever school you're choosing. My team, that's what we're here for, is to help student veterans, because there's so many things that you need to understand or to do in order to get enrolled in a university. So making contact early, I think, is the biggest thing a student veteran can do.
And to change things up just a little bit, knowing kind of what you just touched on, that you and your team, you do a lot of services here for those veterans wanting to use their GI Bill and come here to Syracuse University. And part of that is giving tours of campus and showing them around Syracuse University. And when you're on those tours, what's your favorite piece of SU trivia that you like to introduce to them?
Oh, I only get one piece? I'm going to give you two. I'm going to take my prerogative and give you two. First of all is our campus, right? We have it's been voted one of the most 50 beautiful college campuses in the country.
I agree 100%.
You're going to have a great mix of Hall of Languages, the oldest building on campus, the Maxwell building, absolutely gorgeous. But you have these beautiful new buildings. Well, we're sitting in right now here, the home of the OVMA and IVMF. So it's that mix, and we're part of the city of Syracuse, but it's a true traditional college campus. It's the best of both worlds. The other piece of trivia I like to tout is every year since 1995 except one, the Maxwell School has been rated the #1 public affairs school in the country. And students that are studying here get to take part in the #1 public affairs school in the country as an undergrad, and then go on, if they'd like to graduate school.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, that's where you went to school.
Yes.
What did you study at Maxwell?
I did the double public administration and international relations degree when I was at Maxwell.
Very popular choice for a lot of our student veteran community
Yes,
as well,
mm-hmm.
the public administration. In your opinion, what makes Syracuse University stand out whenever it comes to student veterans? Why is this the best place for veterans?
So I think there's a couple of things that really make us stand out. First is what we've already touched on, right? You have a dedicated team from the beginning to the end of your time at Syracuse University. It's there to make sure you're successful, right? Starting with admissions, then while the student veteran is here, and ending with career services to get them the job. Remember, like I said, college isn't the end. It's the beginning of the journey. The ultimate goal is employment. So we have a great track record of success with student veterans getting jobs after they leave the university. So that's one. The second is the university itself. We aren't new to the student veteran game. We have been educating military veterans since the end of the First World War. So we have been doing this for a long time. It is in our DNA. It is who we are. But second is just the university itself as well. You have the opportunity to study at a great world-class university, has 5 study abroad centers outside the U.S., and 3 study away centers. 200 different majors. You can take classes from across the university. So if you're a liberal arts student, but you're interested in engineering, you can take an engineering class. Or if you're an engineering student, you could take a class in our College of Visual and Performing Arts. It allows students to sample from across the different offerings that we have. So plus we're an R1 research institution. That means we're one of the best research universities for undergraduate students in the country. I mean, there are so many opportunities, 350 clubs and activities. We encourage student veterans to get involved in the things that campus offers, because so much of college and your experience there is outside of the classroom. It's not just what you're going to study in the classroom.
I mean, there are a wide array of benefits and perks to coming here as a student veteran. I remember whenever I was a student veteran, especially on the undergrad side, one of the big ones is the priority class selection, to where you kind of go up there at the same time as student athletes, and you can make sure that you can get your the teacher, the class you want, with the schedule you want. That was huge. And kind of walking back a little bit, talking about your experience as a student here with Maxwell. You have success in earning degrees from multiple universities. What's your suggestion or your recommendations for those students who might be ending their undergrad studies and thinking, maybe I want to pursue a master's, maybe I want to pursue a professional degree? What recommendations do you have for them?
Well, first is your undergraduate degree doesn't have to do anything with what you pursue your graduate degree in. My undergraduate degree was in environmental studies. My master's degrees are in public administration, international relations, and strategic intelligence. So no interplay between undergraduate and graduate school at all. So if you have a wide range of interests like I did, your undergraduate degree is one thing, but you might be able to go on and get a graduate degree in something else. The other thing is, if you're thinking of going to graduate school, law school, onto a PhD or anything like that after your undergraduate, really get to know a couple of professors, because those letters of recommendation carry so much weight in grad school admissions. It's really important. I think you should really develop a relationship with your professors anyway. They are here to care about you. They want you to be successful. They want you to leave Syracuse University with more knowledge than you came in with. So get to know your professors, and that will help as part of that grad. They can also give great recommendations. My daughter is currently a PhD student after graduating Syracuse. The reason she's in the program she's in, because she got to know her professors here who recommended a PhD program she would be interested in. It's the same thing for student veterans. A professor might help you get turned on to something you had never thought of.
Especially, taking advantage of the office hours, getting that one-on-one time with your professors. Yes. That's crucial for success here.
Super important for success. You're right.
So, Scott, final thoughts here as we wrap up. Any words of wisdom for aspiring student veterans? How do they contact you, or how do they get the ball rolling if they're interested?
Sure. So student veterans that are thinking about Syracuse University can contact us a couple of different ways. They can use the OVMA email address of veterans@syr.edu. They can call 315-443-2974. That is my desk phone, so they'll be talking to me directly, not some random operator here at the university. But most importantly, sign up for a campus visit. Because come see the campus, you can talk to one of the military admissions counselors either before the visit or after the visit, and be happy to sit down with the student veteran and talk to them about what their goals are, what they need to do to get here, and how we can best help them.
Great words of wisdom from Scott Taylor. And for all of those of you out there, we appreciate your time in joining us and learning a little bit more about the military-connected community at Syracuse University. Look forward to seeing you next time.